What's up, guys? Welcome back to your UPD Shido updates for your favorite video games, or maybe the games you don't even know about. But let's get into it. We're getting our information from Gamer Rant, and today we're talking about how both Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom get new updates for July 2025. All right, let's get into this. This was how many hours ago? 18 hours ago, so not too late to update on it. So if you didn't catch this update, welcome. Bit frantic here, but let's get straight into it. So Nintendo has released new updates for the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom and the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And while these latest updates apply both to the Switch and Switch 2 versions of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, they focus primarily on the Zelda Notes app. So I don't know what that app is, but I'm supposing No, yeah, I don't know what that is. So I'm just going to skip it. You might know what that means. I don't. Let's get to the next part. The Switch 2 launched on June 5th, bringing several new exclusive games for fans to play, which I heard about. Unsurprisingly, Mario Kart World has been popular thanks to being the first brand new home console installment in the racing series since Mario Kart 8. However, Nintendo introduced Switch 2 editions of some classic games from the original Switch as well, which is smart, offering various improvements. These updated versions gave new Switch 2 owners more options when looking for additions. When looking for something to play. Among the games seeing big enhancements via Switch 2 editions are Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, which receives better resolutions, frame rates, and more. Okay, so this update, nothing too major. It's not like they're adding like DLC items or new items and stuff like that. Just better frame rates, better resolution. So basically making the game look better. Okay, so recently Nintendo released new patches for both these games, moving Tears of the Kingdom to version 1.42 and Breath of the Wild to version 1.82. And specifically, these updates released on July 3rd, so actually as a couple days ago, implemented fixes for the Zelda Notes app, and in both cases, a problem with players being unable to use the daily bonus in certain situations was resolved. So if you're a player who had a problem with the daily bonus not going through in certain cases, don't worry, they fixed it. Hopefully. They say they fixed it. Hopefully they got everything and didn't miss anything. So anyways, and then for context, the daily bonus allows players to use the Zelda Notes app to roll a random effect that can be applied to Link. Oh, so the Zelda Notes app is probably like a main menu thing that you can access or something like that? I wouldn't know because I don't play Tears of the Kingdom. I'm just delivering the news, which means you're hearing my words, and hopefully it makes more sense to you than it does to me. I'm not a player, but you are. That's why you're here. But anyways, so besides addressing the daily bonus, Nintendo applied other fixes to several undisclosed issues with the app. Furthermore, a fix for background music not playing at the correct times in the Switch 2 edition of Tears of the Kingdom was implemented. Okay, so now whenever you go a place and like you're in a boss and that boss fight music is coming on, don't worry because the boss fight music is coming on the correct time when the boss is right there. So anyways, where was I? I was at the music part. Music. Don't forget that. Where was I? I was at the music part? Are you sure? Did I say I was at there? I did? Okay, I found it. So, background music not playing at the correct times and Switch 2 Tears of the Kingdom was implemented. Some additional general changes were made to improve the gameplay experience for both for players of both games as well. And while Zelda Notes changes only impact the Switch 2 editions of the games, it is possible that these other fixes in the general section could improve the experience for those still playing on the original Switch. Okay, so even if you didn't have any problems, you're still getting more improved experience, hopefully. So if you really like the game, expect some better graphics, better looks, and stuff like that. And it is worth noting that this is not the first update that Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild has received since the release of Switch 2. Previously, these Zelda games have received updates on June 12th to improve gameplay experience and revise Portuguese text. Okay, so ever since basically the Switch 2 has come out, they've really been implementing updates so that it can be better suited for that. And I suppose it's probably so that the company can give people more incentive to buy the Switch, like switch to the Switch 2, if you know what I'm saying. Which would make sense because they want to make money. But also to help the fan base, their loyal fan base, hopefully. Hopefully it's just not a money grab, and hopefully it's actually to help the fan base. I'm pretty sure they have a great loyal fan base. Even I know a person or two who plays Tears of the Kingdoms and Breath of the Wild. But anyways, it's worth noting the first update, blah, 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 gameplay experience and revised Portuguese test, and then hopefully the latest updates from July 3rd will make games even more stable. While Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild seem to run well on Switch 2, it is nice to see Nintendo looking to patch problems as they appear. Which, yeah, that's good. It's good to see that they have an active company right now. Some companies, they like release a game and then move on to the next one, and basically it's either they'll only stick with it if it makes money. So it's good to see that like they're sticking with it no matter what. I mean, unless it is just making money, and that's why they're sticking with it. But you know, still very good. So anyways, Tears of the Kingdom's latest update, version 1.43, released July 3rd. So this is basically all the These are the notes. So Nintendo Switch 2 Edition fixes related to the Zelda notes. Fix an issue in which the player was unable to use a daily bonus to affect health recovery or hearty meal if they had increased their hearts to the maximum number. And several other issues related to Zelda notes have been addressed. The latest update is required to play elements related to Zelda notes. Fix an issue in which the background music would not be played correctly in certain battles. I knew it, certain battles, boss battles. In the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition, several other issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experience. And then Breath of the Wild latest update, version 1.82, released July 3rd, 2025. Nintendo Switch 2 Edition fixes related to Zelda notes and fixes an issue in which the player, so basically the same thing with the hearty meal and hearty recovery for the daily bonus for that maximum hearts. And then several other issues related to Zelda notes have been addressed, and the latest update is required to play elements related to Zelda notes. Several issues have been addressed to improve the gameplay experiences. So, I do hope I wasn't talking too fast that you couldn't understand me, but that's about it for the Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom new updates. Basically the same thing, they did updates with a few variations here and there. One had music, one just had several other bug fixes, stuff like that. Nintendo is staying active on their games so that their loyal community can have the best experience. So anyways, I do hope this update was informative to you, and that's about to conclude today. Pretty sure I don't have my channel verified. I can't get it verified till next year, so my videos are going to range from like 2 minutes to maybe 15, but never over, unfortunately, because I can't go over. So yeah, that's about where we're going to conclude it for today, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.